From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is a special edition of your Daybreak Drive-In and the News 8 Daily 8 for Monday, September 8th. Colts dominate the Dolphins, college football, and fever standings, plus a data center debate. That's next. First, though, weather. The theme is mostly sunny skies continue into the work week. High temps will be the mid-70s. It's going to feel cool to start, but be a nice day overall.
Jones, big time, touch pass, he's got a man, Pittman, touchdown! Michael Pittman in the end zone, and the Colts take a 9-0 lead.
Daniel Jones is responsible for all 3 touchdowns as the Colts snap the season-opening losing streak, something they have not done in 12 years. Jones threw a touchdown pass and ran for 2 others as the Colts win and frankly dominate the Dolphins 33-8. Colts took care of business on both sides of the ball on Sunday. Andrew Chernoff was there.
The fans in these seats had plenty to cheer about on Sunday as the Colts beat the Dolphins by 25 points, ending a streak. It was the first victory for the Colts in Week 1 since 2013. This new-look defense under Lou Anarumo was impressive, forcing 3 Dolphin turnovers. Meanwhile, offensively, the Colts scored on all 7 of its drives. That's a recipe for success.
Just a great team win. Everybody in that locker room, every coach, every player, the preparation that goes into it to play the way we did, complimentary football on both sides of it. For 4 quarters was awesome. The atmosphere in there with the fans was electric. It was just awesome.
We've had a lot of confidence based on our preparation and the work we've put in through training camp and kind of where we think we've grown and improved. You always got to go out there and do it on the field and perform. So there's that element to it, but no, we weren't surprised.
We played complementary ball. I mean defense, offense. We played together, and that's the first time we've done it like in a long time. So it was really nice to see.
I know there's some guys here that have been playing for a while and haven't gotten that, starting the season with the win. So that was awesome to help. Be a part of that. It was awesome to kind of start off fast.
We weren't playing against history. We had to come out here and beat the team that was in front of us, and we did that, and we had a complete game. Offense helped the defense helped the offense, special teams helped everybody. So it was just a complete win, and it was just fun to come out here and, win for the fans. The fans were out here. The energy was good. The whole building, especially, if I'm biased, defense, we were turned up. So I think all the fans were feeding off of that, and we were feeding off the fans too.
Another reason the Colts wanted to win on Sunday was for Jim Irsay. And as you see right there, they did just that. The Colts even told me in the locker room that this entire season is dedicated to the late Colts owner, not just Week 1. Inside Lucas Oil Stadium, Andrew Chernoff, Wish TV, and WishTV.com.
Colts fans were fired up after the Week 1 win. We caught up with some of them outside Lucas Oil Stadium.
Offense, look, Daniel Jones, I doubted you at first. I'm so sorry I doubted you at first.
It was 33-8, and we had the 33, and it was so great because right until the 4th quarter, at 7 minutes, we had so much points and they had 0.
The fact that Danny Dimes was able to pull that off was kind of impressive, to be honest. I know there's a lot of
Danny might be the reincarnation of Sam Darnold.
Colts are back in action at home next Sunday when the Denver Broncos come to town. Colts also paid tribute to the late Jim Irsay yesterday, inducting the longtime owner into the team's Ring of Honor. Colts owner and Irsay's daughter, Carly Irsay Gordon, and Peyton Manning helped with the ceremony along with other Circle of Honor members like Edgerrin James, Jeff Saturday, Dallas Clark, and Dwight Freeney. Irsay died in May at the age of 65. Angela Morian was at yesterday's ceremony.
He loved the Colts, the horseshoe, and that was the kind of owner every player dreams of playing for. There is no place Jim Irsay belongs more than right here in the Colts Ring of Honor.
Shirts, ceremonies, and celebrations. Sunday's win was all about the Colts' late owner, Jim Irsay.
I think it means everything, and what I mean by that is honoring a man that did so much for this community and this organization. Obviously, he's not with us physically, but he's definitely with us spiritually, everywhere we go. To win like we did today with him watching down on us was awesome.
And we're playing for a bigger purpose, and everybody feels that, and I think it showed today.
It's very powerful, you know what I mean? Mr. Irsay was a special man, you know what I mean? And we dedicated the season to him, and, you know, the whole, everything, everywhere, it's win for Jim. And, you know, the guys, we take that personally.
It was special. It was for him. It was about him. It was about him and his family. So I'm just glad we were able to supplement that with the win.
It was a celebration for the entire Colts family as well, including Super Bowl winning coach Tony Dungy.
Jim was so much about family. I've got a 19-year-old son who's a sophomore at Butler now. He was born during the Super Bowl year, and we adopted him. He told me, Dad, you have to give me a ticket. I have to be there because if Mr. Irsay hadn't had faith in you, I wouldn't be in this Dungy family. And that's Jim Irsay to me in a nutshell.
Jim Irsay will now forever be enshrined in the Colts Ring of Honor here in Lucas Oil Stadium. But his 3 daughters were also honored today. Head coach Shane Steichen presented Carly, Kaylin, and Casey each with a game ball after the Colts won their first season opener in 12 years. It was an extra emotional celebration in the Colts locker room postgame.
Him raising those 3 daughters and doing it the right way and, you know, setting them up for a moment, you know, to take over this team. And I thought it was just really special and really fitting for them being, you know, full-time owners now to get a game ball.
He's done a great job raising them to be able to put them in a position to, you know, continue the legacy, continue his childhood dream. It's outstanding for me to see because I'm a person that values legacy and what you represent, what you leave behind, and, you know, he's done one hell of a job doing that.
A legacy that will live on for generations to come. Angela Morian, Wish TV and WishTV.com.
Tonight, the City County Council could decide whether to keep or kill efforts to rezone farmland in Franklin Township for a proposed Google data center. News 8 government reporter Garrett Berquist talked about the controversial proposal with our All Indiana Politics team.
At least 16 of the 25 members of the council now publicly say they oppose the data center. That's enough to kill the project if those numbers hold. Our All Indiana Politics team says several factors are at work.
It's a question that is definitely worth a public debate upon. 50 jobs is not an astronomical number. It uses a lot of water. It uses a lot of energy. It causes all of our electric bills to potentially go up. And so I think decision makers have to consider those carefully. And in some instances, it makes sense for some places, and other places it doesn't make sense. We do need the data centers. You know, all of us are now digital, or almost all of us are now digital, and all that data has to be stored somewhere, and so that's why you're seeing it. I just hope that our focus in the state isn't just on data centers, because they are not economic development engines in and of their own sitting here. Obviously, we all need them, and so they're good in the long run for everybody, but they don't really create economic activity themselves in a community.
Tom, I've got about a minute and a half left. How do you see this? I'll let you respond to that, but also, how do you see this affecting the debate over data centers in other communities in the state?
Well, as to other communities, I do think this is a local issue. And the reason it's a local issue and why some places you'll see people excited about a data center and other places you will see this sort of opposition comes down to leadership and transparency. So the problem with what's going on here is many of the members of the council said they were surprised to even know this was going on. They weren't briefed. Nobody has discussed what's the benefit to this. You know, the fact that we're kind of looking around trying to decide. We're giving away tax benefits, so there's not any property taxes. It's only 50 jobs. What's the mission? What's the story? It's the lack of leadership you get from the Hogshead administration that once again has led to this. Whereas other communities that might have more proactive leaders may say, here's the deal, having a data center will allow us to really expand these industries. They'll benefit from this connectivity to this asset. And the lack of real vision from this administration is why you have something that's a one-off. It's not clear if it's a good idea or not. I don't know. And certainly the council doesn't know. And nobody has actually brought them into the discussion and said, is this the right thing or not? Or this is why we think it's the right thing and made the sale, because you just don't have that kind of leadership in the city right now.
You can see in-depth discussion of the issues that affect you just like that every Sunday on All Indiana Politics. It airs at 9:30 in the morning right here on Wish TV. I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
The mayor of Chicago and the governor of Illinois are among those blasting President Trump's threat to send federal law enforcement and National Guard to the city, including a bizarre post from the president on social media. Trump posted what appeared to be an AI-generated image of him as a character from the movie Apocalypse Now, with the caption reading, "I love the smell of deportations in the morning." Over the weekend, demonstrators held multiple protests across Chicago. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker referred to Trump as a wannabe dictator and says the state will fight if troops are deployed.
We're going to immediately go to court. If National Guard or other military troops are deployed to the city of Chicago, immediately go to court. So that's going to be our first line of defense, is getting a court to issue a TRO or other injunction against that activity.
Last week, a federal judge in California ruled Trump exceeded his authority when he sent National Guard troops to Los Angeles in June. Despite losing 5 players, including Caitlin Clark, to season-ending injuries, the Indiana Fever are in the playoffs. Natasha Howard was the star for the Fever as they took on the Washington Mystics in Baltimore yesterday. First quarter layup were 2 of her team-high 17 points as the Fever beat the Mystics 94-65. Fever will finish at least 7th in the league standings. The last regular season game is against the Minnesota Lynx at home tomorrow night. Indiana Hoosiers move up 1 spot in the newest Associated Press college football poll. IU is ranked number 22 this week after a dominant win Saturday over Kennesaw State. IU has 1 more non-conference game before the Big Ten schedule begins. Hoosiers host Indiana State this Friday. Notre Dame had the week off after their season opening loss to Miami, but the Irish moved up 1 spot to number 8 in the new rankings. Ohio State, Penn State, and LSU stayed in the top 3 spots this week. The Catholic Church now has its first ever millennial saint. Pope Leo canonized 15-year-old Carlo Acutis in front of nearly 80,000 people during an open-air mass in St. Peter's Square yesterday. Acutis died in 2006. He used technology to spread his faith before his death. He created his own multilingual website that documented miracles recognized by the Catholic Church. Within the church, he has earned the nickname God's Influencer. This has been your News 8 Daily and Daybreak Drive-In. From Wish TV, I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on Wish TV and WishTV.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at WishTV.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.